Hi, my name's Hamish Sewell and I'm sitting here in Alma Park in Uralla in New England. That's in the Tablelands. I'm about 6 hours north of Sydney, 7 hours north of Sydney, and about 8 hours south of Brisbane. I'm sitting at about 3,000 feet in Alma Park, as I said, and it's late winter, early spring. And I wanted to talk about Soundtrails being involved with this fantastic international event called Soundwalk September, which is coming up, of course, as of the 1st of September, which is next Sunday in exactly 1 week. So just a bit of a background on Soundtrails. Soundtrails has been operating for 5 years, and we started off right here in Little Uralla in the New England area 5 years ago with the Uralla Sound Trail. And when you do a sound trail, that allows you to walk in and out of highly produced stories that really showcase in a very immersive audio way the connections that the stories, the people and the places all have to one another, and that relationship that that can be built through memory making and belonging to country that comes through connecting with stories on location. So it's a really rich and immersive mix of audio experiences through the Soundtrails app. And with 5 years now coming up, we're really pleased to be involved in the Soundwalk Sunday event. And I think we're kicking off next Sunday with a walk with the Sound Trail, a community walk here in Uralla. So if you're in Uralla or you're in Armidale and you want to find out about the way that geolocative storytelling now is really creating these immersive on-site experiences, get on down to the Uralla Information Centre at 9 o'clock. Claire Campbell and local artist Andrew Parker will be hosting the event, and everyone will be heading off around 9 o'clock. And I think there's going to be a bit of a chinwag at the end of it around the park here. So just to give you an idea of how rich the audio experience can be on locations, just over here we've got this little creekway, a little bit of natural watercourse, and on that site we've cached a beautiful 5-minute stories which is around the pressure that was put on the young farmer men in this region in 1917, and we came across these rare archival documents from the archives which attested to the young men having to sign these forms and justify why they wouldn't sign up in 1917, which of course was, everyone knew it was a bit of a bloodbath at that stage. But of course these young men knew how to ride horses, they were able to shoot guns, and so they were prime candidates for the recruitment board. So that story just over there, which is on the bridge, plays for about 5 minutes, and it's a combination of testimonies from the men saying why they didn't want to sign up, and they're getting quite stroppy. We've got an academic, Bart Zeno, talking about the background to the recruitment board drive to get the young men to sign up, and we've got some really outstanding music from a band called Caution Horses, which was a piece that we invited them to do, and it was an original piece that was done specially for that story. So the Call to Arms, we've called that one the Call to Arms story. That's one of around 20 stories here in Uralla. Just over the way, we've got 80-something-year-old Thelma McCarthy, who was a signal operator and married to an independent, was it independent or Labor MP, Bill McCarthy, and she's talking about the pressures that were placed on the veterans when they came back from the wars, when they were trying to operate what they called the soldier settlement farms. So we've got a memorial area around Uralla and this park, so that's why we've got a few of the more veteran focused stories, but there's a whole raft of stories from Arnold Good talking about the old postmaster and where they set the place up. We've got the bush ranger Thunderbolt, and we've got some young kids kind of talking to some of the people about what it means to live in Uralla. There's a whole raft of stories which are highly produced audio stories with a range of different elements. And Uralla is one of around 8 sound trails which is now going to showcase in the Soundwalk September event starting next week. So I think we've got Uralla next Sunday. We've got Nambour in Queensland, my hometown, which is happening on Monday morning at 9 a.m, starting off at the town library. And we're going to have a schedule up on Facebook, the Soundtrails Facebook, with the scheduled Soundtrail events that are all tying in with this Soundwalk September. So I'd like to join you and ask you to see if you've got a Soundtrail happening near you, and maybe invite someone who you know in a town where we're going to be inviting people to join us on the Soundtrails Soundwalk September event, and celebrate what it means to go beyond the normal veneer of the media today and really dig down into these places that are now starting to and are able to showcase a much deeper and more intimate storytelling experiences through mobile geolocative technology. It's a really exciting time, and in many ways it's able to place rare and lesser heard stories back out onto the streets, which is where, I guess, when we're walking past these buildings and these parks and across the railways, it's where we're really able to get a much deeper appreciation for the significance that people have to the community, the way that people make sense of their memories and the relationships that they have to stories in place. And it's this very much that I think that Soundwalk September and also Soundtrails is celebrating through the beautiful art of walking. Of course, when you're walking the street and when you've got the feet beneath your ground and the wind in your hair, like me now, you've got this much more tactile connection to the world around you. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come down here instead of sitting in my friend's lounge room and recording this. I wanted to come down here and celebrate what it means to be here in Alma Park at this point in time. 5 years after we started Soundtrails, we're continuing to build. Our latest Soundtrail will be the Nanango Soundtrail in Queensland, which will launch, I think, in just over a week's time. And we've got an up and coming one which is in Walker, which is going to be an art sculpture Soundtrail. So Soundtrails is continuing to build. We're getting better at doing this. We're working out how to do it smarter and to make it more immersive. And we're really keen on working with the community, the storytellers, the artists, the memory holders, to really draw out what it means to be connected to story and country and sounds on location. So thanks so much for your time, and please check out the Soundtrails Facebook site and check out Soundwalk September. We're really looking forward to being part of this, and we'd love to see you at one of our events in the next month. From Walgett through to Nambour to Tenterfield, down here to Uralla. There's going to be about 8 Soundtrails. If you haven't done a Soundtrail, download them on your app, get to your nearest town and check them out. They're really fantastic. Thank you so much. Mwah!